Oh, Girl, a regular read of the latest LGBT plus trends, TV, and the ever-expanding world of drag. Hello there, I'm the Velvet Snatch, and welcome to this season 4 of GURL. As usual, I'm joined by these two hideous miscreants that I seem to bump into on regular occasion. It's the delicious Thotter Stu.
I love the introduction was negative then delicious. You have a weird sense of taste, my love.
It's salty and sweet, much like yourself.
Oh Christ, that's literally my nickname.
What part were they licking? Actually, moving on, we're here with Jim Bunny Glenn also.
Hi. Oh, I actually have exciting news.
Well, I'm afraid you have to wait for the end for that, so just hold on to it.
Oh, it's not an announcement. But after 4 years of playing rugby, and then moving to touch rugby, because I couldn't hack union, I scored my first try.
Way!
Oh,
Is that the equivalent of, like, second base?
It's like a rounder, but for rugby.
And we're joined by a guest we've wanted to have on for quite a while. We met them briefly at RuPaul's DragCon UK 2023, and we're incredibly pleased to have them on the podcast. From RuPaul's Drag Race UK Season 4, we have the amazing Copper Topp. How are you doing, my dear?
Why, pets. I wasn't going to do an accent because that's incredibly rude and insensitive of me, so I thought I would just say it in my nice posh accent.
It's just like, what I, man? Hast thou got 20 pence for the Metty? And dost thou know who my dad is?
I want to hear your best Geordie's impression now.
Yeah. Do it.
Oh my goodness me! Right. Okay. Here we go. I need to take on Cheryl. I need to just embody Cheryl for a moment.
Because we're worth it, girls.
It's not a soap opera. It's my life. In your best Cheryl.
Yeah, that's it.
Here we go. Why I pet? Oh my god! It's not a. Oh no, we're going to Irish there. I'm sounding like Nadine Coyle. Stop. End. She's not an actress anymore.
Wrong member. She's out. It's done.
I know. Didn't those two have a feud? A proper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then what them queens called that did all the mockery videos, like the Kerry Katona one, Queens of Pop. They did a whole like Mickey take song as Nadine and Cheryl.
Oh really?
Worth a watch. Yeah, it's worth a watch.
See, I'd love stuff like that on, what was that TV show we had a while ago, like Celebrity Deathmatch and stuff. I'd love to see that, but with like Cheryl Cole and stuff. Like,
yeah, Cheryl Cole though, she's in that Ghost thing on the West End at the moment. Is it 222? 222, I think it's called.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, I went to go and see it, and I was like, okay, stunt casting. She was in Girls Aloud. She's done very well. Actually, she was really bloody good.
really?
Yeah. I was very surprised. Very surprised.
I think that's it, though. It's like, you know, it's a lot like we get with like Drag Race, where basically like you kind of, you know, like, because instance at DragCon we met Just May, and we were like, oh, you're really like funny in person, and you've got this wonderful personality, and then in the show, because of the edit, you don't get to see it, and you forget that we only get a lens into celebrity.
Yeah, true say. Yeah, Cheryl, everybody. I was going to say Cheryl Cole, but it's not Cheryl Cole anymore. It's neither Cheryl Tweedy.
That's
Cheryl
Fernandez.
Is it?
I like that they've just tried to make it easier. They've gone, okay, you keep changing name. It's just Cheryl now. Just don't change that bit.
Just Cheryl, but she did a bloody lovely job. 5 stars. Well done.
That's really cool. That's really good to know. Yeah. No. So how are you doing, Copper Topp? We've already derailed. How are you?
All about me. I am bloody marvellous, thank you, my loves. What am I up to at the moment? I'm actually taking a lovely, well-earned break. My March is nice and quiet because, let's face it, it's been non-stop, which I appreciate. Don't get me wrong, but it has been non-stop that I've not even had time to poo. So we're having a lovely month off before the tour kicks off in April, and we're kicking off in Plymouth, and that's very exciting. Although that tour bus is going to smell awful, it is going to be exciting.
I think maybe you should go to the toilet before the tour starts, just in preparation.
I mean, we're so It's so blocked up, darling. I think it's going to come out very slowly across the 18 dates. One big true finale.
Have a good douche.
No, speaking of douches, once upon a time, in my early 20s, when I first moved to London, I worked on reception in Sweatbox. And none of the cleaners wanted to clean the douche room, the douching room, and that was my job.
Hang on, the douche room.
There was a douching area, yeah. And,
no.
Honestly, the smell, my dears, was fresh. You'd go in there wanting sex, and then you'd leave immediately saying, "No, I don't want to do this anymore."
Yeah, you just like, did they just have like, you know, a door that leads to a nunnery or something afterwards? They're like, actually,
Father, I have sinned.
That's it.
Walk in and then walk out. I'm aside now.
The power of the douching room.
Yeah, the douching room, my loves. It was a smell to behold.
So, how has life been lately? Like, because obviously we saw you at DragCon UK and whatnot. You've got the tour coming up. Like, has it all been good since the show?
Oh my gosh, it's been marvellous. Yeah, honestly. DragCon was beautiful. It was just full of love. And let's face it, you know, on the show you don't get an awful lot of praise. But at DragCon you get loads. So it's very nice.
Yeah, that's it.
So no, it was just a lovely 3 days, full of a lot of love. It's tiring. I had onset bunions by the end of it, but you know, what's an onset bunion over just lots of love? So we enjoyed it. And what was really nice, and you know, I kind of sat there smugly, was booth was nice and busy over the 3 days, but then it got super busy after I performed, and yeah, everyone was like, "Didn't know you could perform."
Well, this is the bizarre thing, though. Obviously, on this podcast, I sort of tend to complain about the show a little bit in the terms of it kind of goes, "Hey, this is the skill set we're going to judge people on," and then a lot of people don't really get a chance. Like, if they're a comedy queen, they might not get to the roast section, they might not get to the stand-up or, like, you know, acting sections and stuff. So if you're a good performer, it's like, oh well, unless you're in the bottom and have to lip sync, you kind of don't show that until like much later on. And so it's because that was it. There were so many people. Like, I remember being astounded by, obviously she was a winner, but Envy Peru, like seeing her on stage and being like, wow, okay, I had no idea that this, you know, this was a thing, and it was amazing.
Yeah, you know, when I watched the All Winners season, part of me was like, oh, actually, and I'm not just saying this because I was on the show, but actually I would love to see a normal season where, yeah, you just collect points along the way. And everyone gets a good old go, and you get to kind of see what everyone's good at. Because, you know, you talked about Just May earlier, but also same for Starlet. You know, there's things that people haven't seen, but hopefully you will see on the tour. So,
yeah.
I think the Platinum Plunger was the best thing they brought into, like, the All Winners season. I was like, that needs to stay.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they wanted a twist. They turned it around, and I think out of all of it, you know, the Platinum Plunger is the thing that should stay. You know, all of this lip sync, you know, what is it, Lollapalooza? What's it called?
Yeah, lip sync Lollapalooza.
That's the one. That's the one. Too many consonants for me, darlings. But you know, get rid of that. Get more of that plunger in, please.
I just like the idea of there being actual points. I just hope that maybe at the end of the season it's like an arcade where at the end you go to the gift shop and you can trade them in for like plastic little finger monsters or stuff, or like, you know, a weird pencil set or something.
Listen, we all love Eurovision and we love the points being allocated, so I think it'd be funny to just, you know, issue points out. And it'd be nice to suddenly have a bit of a scoreboard throughout the whole season. You got 12 episodes, and then you know, 1 week some people are in the lead, and then the next week completely different people take the lead. It's going to be, I think it'd be fun all around.
Yeah, it's the fact of you can go from being like winner 1 week to going home the next.
Totally, 100%, 100%.
So recently you've had your song come out, Weird. and it's very punk rocky, and then you're on stage with Ryan J. Keane, and then you've been asking for a band lately as well. Is rock the way forward for Copper Topp?
Yes, 100%. So let me kind of reveal a little bit about myself. So growing up, she listened to a lot of Green Day, a lot of Hoobastank, The Used, Incubus. The list goes on. And slowly over the years, I think when I first started drag, I was very, very pantomime because I love pantomime and I love pantomime dame. 100%. And then I suddenly was like, I am angry. So let's punk it up a bit. So Copper Topp's taken a complete flip reverse. And, she's risen from the ashes, crystallized, and is now a punk rock queen.
After a long night of pucking, the trade didn't like it.
The trade were not pleased.
But to be fair, it was the outfit we saw you at a drag con. Like, that was punk as fuck to, to say it. Like, that was an amazing look that you had on was it the Sunday?
Oh, yeah, that studded one. Yeah.
I think I fully tried to steal a jacket from you on the Sunday. Which
it was a very, very lovely jacket, but very sweaty. That back sweat was real, people.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that, like, none of the queens really got to sit down. I think it was the only Charity Case that obviously had the sort of think ahead to be like going, I'll just lie down all day, or I'll have a bed on my set. It was like, that was forward thinking, whereas everyone else was like, I'm going to wear stilettos. Oh, I'm on my feet for like 9 hours. Okay,
To be fair, Ahura had a tea room. That was good thinking.
Yeah.
He was sat down. Yeah. A few people were sat down. They had the right idea. But for me, I just think it's weird. If people are coming to see you and you're just there, sat down, louche, just like, hello, darling, how are you? I like to get up and give them a hug. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, what's a few bleeding toenails?
Well, there's your punk band name right there. So, Copper Topp and the Bleeding Toenails.
I mean, that's a cool dog.
That's a band name.
Yeah, there we go.
Copper and the Bleeding Toenails.
What do you do for a living? I'm a bleeding toenail.
Well, you mentioned working with Ryan J. Keane. Like, we met him at DragCon as well. Like, what was that like?
Oh, Ryan and I have been talking for years and years and years, and he did the guitar solo on my Weirdo track. And here's the thing with Ryan. Ryan gets around the drag queens.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought he just played guitar.
And I was like, baby, we need to hurry up and get this sorted because I'm seeing you with everybody else except me. So let's get this hooked. So I was very grateful when he said yes to DragCon. We had a blast on stage. It was fabulous. And my track for the tour, he's going to do a few twangalangs on there as well. So it's going to be gorgeous.
A few twangalangs, to use a technical term.
Right, I'm so good with music, everybody.
That is the technical term. How very dare you?
At least you didn't use the term play your banjo.
There's always room for that, darling.
If he's worked his way through the rest of the queens,
I mean, here's the thing, right? There's a few single Pringles on this tour, and we're not in hotels much. We are just on the tour bus. So that tour bus is going to be interesting.
Wow. What you should do is get your hands on Lady Camden's laptop and make a full night out of it.
Oh, God.
Oh, gosh. That laptop. I really wish we'd found out more from her what is on that laptop.
I would have asked, but I was under the impression she was actually coming on at some point. So I was like, oh.
We'll see. Anyway, back to the current guest. So, on the subject of playing a lot of rock tunes, is there a song that you've wanted to perform yet that you haven't got to?
Oh, yes. I would love to do any Green Day song. To be honest, I would love to be an American Idiot the Musical. That would be fun.
Yeah.
I can confirm it's great, and I would watch you in that.
Yeah, I would love to do that. because I trained as an actor and did musical theatre, and if I think of like drag and musical coming together, American Idiot would be the one for me. I wouldn't turn down others, baby. We need the money. But if I had a choice, it would be American Idiot.
I think that'd be amazing, to be fair. It's one of those ones, it's like Hedwig and the Angry Inch kind of thing, with that sort of like balance between drag and punk and just being like, oh great, like, because obviously my favourite, is it my favourite album? I think Dookie's probably my favourite album, because that's got Basket Case on and stuff, like, but like American Idiot is probably like the best for everything, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they've got so many iconic tracks. It's just, yeah, it's a beautiful musical. Bloody love it.
It's amazing.
Well, okay, moving back to Drag Race, because we have to do this. It's like a legal obligation or something. But like after being eliminated maybe too soon, you still managed to win a badge. So which challenge do you think would have guaranteed your second?
Let's just say, when I found out that the next episode was an improv challenge.
If you only had clutched on.
Yeah, I was fuming. And then, to be honest with you, the next 4 challenges... Here's my theory, everybody. Here's my theory. And I'll say it here live on the Girl Global podcast. To be honest, I think they just didn't want me around because they'd be nervous. I might potentially, on an improv or a musical or a comedy or a Snatch Game challenge, even the acting challenge, I might just rise to the top.
So is this our conspiracy theory? Is this they would like keep all these challenges away from Copper?
Because let's face it, okay, I can lip sync. I don't love to lip sync, but I can lip sync. And the minute I was told to lip sync for my life against Pepper, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's it's not a fair fight, honestly.
You don't want to hear that, do you? You're like, you're in the bottom. Oh, with who? No, that was bye.
Right? I was like, Rigor Morris!
When you know you're against Pepper, it's like, I'm just going to Ginny Lemon this.
I was so tempted.
We always ask the queens this. So
we always try.
Yeah. Within the limits of a certain there we go. I'm going to do that again. Within the limits of a certain any tea that we didn't get to see on the cameras.
Ooh.
So far, we've got a crusty laptop that Lady Camden brought to season 14.
The crusty laptop. It sounds like a magic item in a video game. Camden's crusty laptop.
That's a World of Wonder show, everybody.
Definitely.
Any tea from season 4. Okay, this is quite a funny one. So we're on the topic of poo again. I'm sorry.
Welcome to Scat Talk.
Yes, I should be the scat queen, really. But obviously, throughout filming, the Queen team are there for you, and they also escort you around the studios. When one needs a wee or a poo, the Queen team are there to escort you to said location to release yourself of said fluid. And let's just say they've heard it all, and there's constant talk about it. And between you 3 and I, Danny Beard has the loudest bowl farts.
Are they as musical as the ones coming from his mouth?
I wish I could say yes, but
I just love it if they were in tune, if they were like actually
3-part harmonies.
Yeah.
Dubstep.
Not gobstep.
But dumpstep, that's what it would be called, yeah. But I just, it feels a bit weird though. It feels a bit like, when you're in school and you have to ask to be excused or go to the toilet kind of thing. It just seems a bit weird to regress to that and be like, have a handler and be like, hello, I need to relieve myself. And they'll be like, what is it? Is it 1 or a 2?
No,
it seems a bit odd to sort of go back to that.
was that exactly.
Oh, God.
And I feel like...
Did they have a douching room? Did they?
There was no time for that, darling. If any of that happened, it was a prayer and some spit. No, but I swear.
See, there's your album title. We've got the band name. We've got the album title.
Suddenly, I've really segregated a huge audience.
Got a niche audience that definitely wants to know more now. If you were ever invited back for UK All Stars, of your season 4 family specifically, who would you want by your side and why? So this can be wholesome or shady. Totally up to you.
I would love Cheddar Gorgeous by my side, and Just May, and Pixie Polite, I think.
Okay. Reasons for each.
So, reason for Just May is Just May just didn't have enough time to show what Just May does. And listen, here's the thing. There is more Jerry to see, everybody. There is more Jerry to see. You may get the same ginger wig with a white streak, but you will see variations of that ginger wig and a white streak, and we love
She's
that.
got it on her merch. She has to use it enough.
She has been buying more wigs. I've seen the Instagram. And actually, she recently posted one with different makeup, and I was like, I don't know if I like it.
Was that the one where they were being divine?
Yes.
That was great.
Yes. She phoned me the day after, and I said, never do that again, please. Never do
It's like seeing your dad in a dress.
I liked it.
I loved it. Yeah, I was like, versatility from Just May? What?
What is this?
Well, that's the thing that I kind of like, though. I like that, like, she was kind of trolling a little bit, where she kind of comes on the show and she's like, this is the niche thing that I do. And you're like, okay, right? That's... And then she just lived up to it. She was like, yep, that's what I'm going to do. I've done it. Cool.
You should have heard it
Get
in
fucked.
the It was great. Okay, so what about Cheds? Why would we have Cheds there?
Oh, I just love Cheds. Ched is my spirit animal. I think I would love to get Cheddar on to just completely go in the opposite direction. To go out first and make me look really good.
You can swap outfits from that episode.
Right? I've burnt the white boots, though, so I'll have to make some more.
Keep them burnt. It was worth it.
And what about Pixie?
Pixie, I feel like... I love Pixie. I feel like there were times when she was a winner baby and she wasn't granted that. And, yeah, I think she deserves another go.
I think that was it. When we spoke to Pixie, it was the idea of, like, she's so talented, but then she was like, oh, you're in this competition as well. Oh, piss. Like, obviously sort of, no matter how confident you are, if you're like, oh, Danny Beard's here. Oh, Cheddar Gorgeous is here. Oh, Black Pepper's here. Oh, and it's like, it's not a fair lineup,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, we're seeing it in real life as well, everybody. We, a few of us are recently auditioning for something, and we later discovered that 4 of us went up for the same role. We were like, bag. But it's all fun and games, darlings. All fun and games.
Oh, amazing. Talking about future gigs and touring, so what's your favourite memory from touring after the show aired?
Oh,
I guess this can also be like actual touring or actual sort of like, viewing parties and such, everything that happened as a result of the show.
Yeah, I genuine for me, it's just going out and meeting all the other drag performers. There's some amazing kings and queens out there who I've never met before. You see each other on social media, but you get to meet in the flesh and you get to see them perform. I was doing the most amazing gig in Bristol recently. It was this kind of drag and circus hybrid, and Licorice Black was there, and I've never seen Licorice perform ever in my life. I know who Licorice is. Licorice is very well known, but yeah, I've never seen them perform. And yeah, I found myself in the arse end of Blackpool having the most jolliest time. Yeah, I love it. I just love seeing all of the drag that's out there. Yeah, you realise that there's quite a lot of talent in the UK. Quite a lot of talent.
We do. We have at least 5 good queens in the UK.
Somewhere.
Give or take. Somewhere. Not where I am.
no, it's really good fun, and the crowds have been amazing. It's also lovely to I love having my ego inflated, and at the moment everyone is chanting "You were robbed," and I'm happy with that.
When you're not rocking it on stage and living your punk princess life, what do you do to relax and have fun?
Ooh, well, what am I doing at the moment? Okay, so I can tell you what I'm doing right now, because this is quite a wild reinvention of my personal life. So I've just come out of a 12-year relationship. We're now a single Pringle. And, tomorrow I'm going to a aerobics class at 7:30 in the morning. Because I don't like the effort of a gym. I don't like to put too much effort in, but I do like to do a little bit of something. One of the, I guess, what would they be called? One of the other punters who's going has messaged me on Instagram and said, "Oh my God, I've seen you're going to this class. Let's go for a coffee afterwards." So I'm being a cosmopolitan woman and going for coffee after my aerobics class. So yeah, that's very nice. That's very nice.
So speaking of future plans, I mean, this goes really well into my next question. But genuinely does. This was a good segue. If you could set up the rest of 2023 for yourself, obviously after season 4 tour, what would you want to be doing? What would be the second half of your year?
Okay, so 3 things, everybody. Thing number 1 is a giant Pride concert, which might be happening in London. Shush. Second thing is to start my own podcast. That'd be really fun. And the third thing is to put into the works my own TV game show. I would love to host a game show. I love a game show. In my world, games mean prizes, which is what we love.
Yeah.
So I would love to eventually be the first drag queen to host a game show on primetime TV. And I know full well that the race has begun, that Vivian is very close.
I mean,
we're just regarding Lily Savage here.
To be fair, Lily Savage does exist. Yeah, it's like...
I feel like you completely forgot Blankety Blank exists.
I think that's a great idea. Like, I genuinely, like, whenever I've done sort of game nights and stuff, I've actually gone, like, I really like this, but I help the contestants too much. The game show would lose so much money, because I'd just be like, look, the answer sounds a lot like... And then you say the answer with, like, a letter changed or something. And they're just like, we've lost £1 million because of you, because you keep telling them the answers.
I feel like that's what we do half the time when we have our game on the podcast. We totally subtle hints.
We just don't have £1 million worth of prizes.
No, that's maybe about 52 pence worth. So speaking of games and us giving prizes away that are worth not quite millions, but they are wholesome. Who fancies a game? Each week, we do have a little game. They are usually quizzes. It's been a while since we've done anything other than a quiz.
It's never been Connect 4, Stu. It's always been questions.
Look, if you get us all in a room, I will happily play Connect 4. But
that would actually be amazing, just getting a drag guest and just being like, we're going to play Connect 4, or we're gonna play, like, Battleships or something.
It wouldn't translate well over an audio podcast, but I'd love it. We can just
it'll be really weird.
People can listen to the dropping. It'll be like ASMR. It'll be beautiful.
Oh,
but
that's
what we are going to play in honor of our lovely redhead guest is What's the Ginger Tea?
Ooh.
So this week's game is themed all around things or people that are ginger or ginger adjacent.
Stunning.
Ginger adjacent.
Yeah, you'll understand as the questions go on. Okay. So, in typical fashion, we will have our lovely guest going first against one of our hosts. I have nominated the Velvet Snatch this week.
Oh, bollocks. And why am I never prepared for this?
And Glenn has a pen in hand. Exactly.
Hold on. Is this been planned? Is this some kind of ambush?
No,
a game ambush.
It just so happens that me and Glenn's brains are in sync enough for him to literally have a pen ready for this moment.
I have a pen too. Do I not? Can I dodge the game? Oh, damn it!
Glenn got his pen out first. Sorry, which is
that's usually the case. Didn't want to say in public, though.
So, are we ready?
I'm
Yes.
so ready.
Excellent. So, first question, Copper. True or false? Jerry Halliwell, her music video for It's Raining Men, currently has more than 24 million views.
I'd say true.
It is true. It has 24 and a bit million views. Might be 25 now, depends how many people wanted to listen to it yesterday.
Gorgeous.
Just May's doing her job well.
This
She is.
it,
She's
darling.
learning the routine.
I can also reveal that in that music video, she is blonde. Everybody.
It was after she quit being Ginger Spice, so she went into blonde, you know.
Yeah.
She had,
Yeah.
she had the Disney
She
moment.
tried to get it back, but too little, too late, Jerry. Too little, too late.
Okay, Velvet. True or false? Natural redheads can produce their own vitamin D.
I'm going to say yes because I love the concept of it.
It is actually true.
Yes!
Because
Superpowers!
they can't sufficiently absorb it as well due to the nature of their hair color and their lighter skin
Yeah.
tone. So when they're exposed to low light conditions, their body naturally creates vitamin D.
I mean, I'm not saying it's the best X-Men power out there, but it's certainly, you know, if you can get access to Xavier's School for Gifted...
Honestly, this is my favorite. This is the favorite fact I've ever found out on this podcast so far.
Follow-up question. Copper, how is your vitamin D?
Well, darlings, ask the several grinder hookups from Cheltenham this week, and they'll tell you.
Have you been spreading the vitamin D around?
So the answer's no complaints.
My major question off the back of that is I've been to Cheltenham Spa. There are actual gays in Cheltenham Spa.
Really?
There are actual gays. Not many, but there are.
You have to switch your grinder radius to like 50 kilometers.
You know what the worst
Right.
thing is, though, is they've all been with each other, so it's like a weird mycelial network. It's really strange.
Well, when there's only
Oh.
13 of you in the whole 20-mile radius, you know, you've
Yeah, exactly.
got to be some
That's
crossover.
it.
Anyway, on to the next question. Oh, we totally derail again with Grinder. Who's not
Wow.
done that before? So, Copper, which ginger starred in the movies Zombieland, The Croods, and Crazy Stupid Love?
Oh, Jesus.
Not
Oh.
Jesus.
I don't know what her name is.
Ginger actress. You can at least probably have some
I
guess.
know. I can see her face.
Stunning, iconic.
She was in Spider-Man. She was in the...
Who was?
Oh, what is her bloody name?
Anybody got a countdown clock?
Oh, no.
You do.
10,
You do.
10.
Dun, 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 dun,
Nine.
dun, 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 dun.
What's her name?
Would you like her name? Is this you officially giving up?
I'm giving up.
Just
Yeah,
guess something. Is it the Cheeky Girls?
That would be
No,
Merged together into
it's
some
well-
kind of weird amalgamation.
Well-known actress who's
No,
been
it's
around for a while.
Emma something. What's her name? Emma
Ross.
Stone?
There we go.
Yes, Emma Stone. There you
Hey!
I'm giving that one.
go. Got there.
I
got
have the
there in
pen.
end. You have the pen. You have the power. With great power comes a point for Copper Top. Okay then.
Oh,
What about Miss Velvet, the ginger actress who plays Joan Harris in the TV show Mad Men?
Oh God, Velvet doesn't watch TV.
I really
doesn't know
don't.
what a
Mad
TV is.
Men. Okay, cool. So she's a ginger actress. She's in a show called Mad Men. So I can guess this.
She's very well endowed, if it helps.
oh.
Well, that's a nice surprise for a grinder. Okay, her name is Sophelia Baggins.
No, not even.
Oh, damn it, so close.
It is Christina Hendricks. Fantastic.
Okay, right, cool.
Fantastic fun. So yeah, none for you. Copper, who played the iconic Poison Ivy in Batman and Robin 1997?
That would be Uma Thurman.
That would be Uma Thurman.
She.
Velvet, in Family Guy, what is the name of Lois Griffin, the ginger? Her father. What is his name?
Can I Google? Can we look away as I
No.
Google? Damn it!
This is like watching me do a quiz. I'm loving it.
Oh, Dad.
That is probably what Lois calls him, but it is.
Technically.
You can have a third of a point for that.
A third of a point. We're going to have to
Because
create a
it
new
is
column for
technically
this.
correct, but his name is Carter Pudish.
Right, yes, sorry.
Copper, how tall can a ginger plant typically grow in feet?
Well, I know a ginger who is 6'3".
But are they a plant?
Daddy.
How, like, should we say 9 inches?
In feet, please.
Oh, in
What?
feet. I thought you meant the actual ginger spice.
I know gingers that are bigger than 9 inches,
literally.
though.
Literally, yeah, well, we all know a few gingers bigger than 9 inches.
Okay.
Thanks, Grinder.
Oh, should we say like 4 feet?
4 feet is the correct answer. Which is quite
Amazing.
large for a ginger plant. I quite enjoyed that one.
Right.
The look of the gingers here.
Imagine all the curry.
I don't even know what hair colour I am anymore, actually.
You are see-through.
You could
Happy
get a little
Easter.
orange felt tip and just do like one singular hair.
Yeah, just be like, just for reference.
Oh, with ginger ones. Off the back of that velvet, where is the ginger plant native to? Continent-wise.
This is literally this might be right, but I don't know. Jamaica?
Southeastern Asia, not even close.
Ah, damn it! I was literally thinking Jamaican ginger cake. That maybe that came first, and then
Yeah, I was more thinking curries. So I would have went more Asia.
This is why it's used in a lot of curries, because it is native as a plant. But the most important thing is you were wrong. So
See, I think
I wasn't just wrong. I was consistent.
consistently wrong, yes. Final question, Copper. What is Ed Sheeran's highest selling song?
Shape of You?
Correct. Damn.
I love that I would have got that, and I know 2 Ed Sheeran songs, so it was a trade-off between each of them.
Here's one that you might get. What is Florence and the Machine's highest selling song?
Oh. See, I also only know 2 songs by Florence.
Might
and
be
the
one
Machine.
of them.
Is it that one she released?
Yes, she did.
It's got music in it, and it's
It might.
Okay, I'm gonna say I don't think it is. I think it's the cover that she did, but I think it is. I want to say "Dog Days Are Over" because I prefer it.
Incorrect. It is You've Got the Love.
Yeah, I thought it would be, but I was just like, no, "Dog Days Are Over" is a good
I
song.
would have thought it was Dog Days.
That was actually that was the second one. That was the second.
Well, I think it was basically she released Dog Days, and then everyone was like, "Who the fuck's this? She's amazing!" And then she was like, "And for my follow-up," you know.
Yeah, that was it.
He's like, "And now, while you're listening."
So, after 5 questions each, Glenn, I think I might know the
I
answer.
think
and it's...
we've learnt a lot from this quiz. Mainly that Velvet is just as shit as me. So with
We're back on shit again.
1 1/3 point to the Velvet Snatch and a whole 5 points to the Copper Topp.
Well done.
Well done.
Have we ever had a 5 out of 5?
We have, but I think it was used to.
Oh yeah, it was me. Oh well, Copper, we are equally intelligent. Well done. Ooh,
Sweetheart,
maybe
sweetheart.
when you do your podcast, do a quiz, and we will have a face-off.
Oh, deal. Deal.
Oh, that's a great idea. I'm just very pleased that I'm the first contestant ever to get a third of a point.
Yeah,
So we're making records.
It's season 4. We're trying new things. Do you guys want to do the tiebreaker just for the fun and joys of another ginger-based question?
Yes, let's do all the lols.
This is actually probably my
Stu,
favourite.
before you read the question out, my answer is 37.5 million. There we go.
I mean, it's a valid attempt at an answer. The question being, how many calories are there in a typical pack of 25 McVitie's ginger nuts?
I may have overestimated this.
Would you like a secondary attempt?
No. I'm sticking with my first answer.
So, Copper, if you can get any closer than however many million calories that was, you might win.
I'm going to say in an entire pack, 275
million.
100 calories. Because I actually don't think there's that many in ginger nuts.
But if you think there are less than 300 calories in a full pack of ginger nuts, you need to read.
No!
I love how statistically you're still going to be closer than mine.
Absolutely. Anything under 3 million would have done. There are, in a typical 25 pack, 1,175 per pack of 25. Not bad. Not bad. So you can eat a full pack and it's still only, what, just under half your daily calories?
Technically 2 Domino's pizza slices, I assume.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's how I judge everything now, and it might have something to do with my eating habits, but...
Well, that was...
Now to the tiger bread crust. Is that Domino's?
No, who would that be? The problem is it might be a southern thing. Like, I've realised that between the different parts, there's some deals that you get down there and some special offers elsewhere. But that sounds really nice, though, tiger bread crust.
I feel like there's a tiger bread crust somewhere in the Domino's ether, and it's incredibly bougie.
I feel like there is. I'm not Googling it whatsoever right now.
Instead of having a gooseberry yogurt, I'll have a tiger bread crust on my pizza, darling.
Gooseberry, not the gooseberry yogurt.
And alioli, yes. Tiger bread crust. And rocket. Could I have some rocket on my takeaway pizza?
Glenn, can you say gooseberry yogurt again?
Gooseberry yogurt.
It sounds so good.
It's a Geordie accent on goose.
Gooseberry yogurt.
So, moving on a little... Oh, God, we're not going to go past it. Okay. So, yes, no, thank you very much for the game. That was entirely unexpected from me, because for some reason, despite there only being 3 of us, I never expect that I'll actually be the one doing the game. Good. Moving on, though, we've got some lovely fan questions for you, Copper. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Oh my God, you're so ready. You look ready. You look ready. You look ready. Right, so Laura asks, where does your inspiration for drag come from?
My inspiration for drag will always be Victoria Wood and Julie Walters, because they are legends. But nowadays, aesthetically, Sex Pistols.
Yeah, right.
That's it. It's the punk evolution, the rock evolution that we're seeing here.
Where we're going.
Hot gingers with spikes. It's a thing.
Right?
You know what? My question, I'm going to go like super Macam here. So, Ted Talks asks, is there a place you haven't performed yet you're eager to visit?
That was a thing, Glenn. That was a thing that you did with your mouth, and it was it happened.
Horrifying.
Because it's TED Talks who's asked this question, I will have to say Bobby's in Newcastle.
I've heard a vicious rumour that might be happening at some point in the future.
Who knows, darling?
What?
Host Teen Idol would like to know how many suitcases you managed to take to Drag Race.
How many suitcases? Well, here's a fun little thing. So now we're all realising that a suitcase does not hold enough. So we're actually going for full-on cement bags. So I took 3 cement bags and 3 laundry bags worth of drag. And the Queen team love the cement bags. They really, really love them.
It's like sugar. I'm sure it's like Sugar and Spice on Air 15. I noticed they had boxes when they were packing their stuff. I was like,
Yeah, I think now, as long as there's a certain weight that you don't exceed, you know, if that costume's light but huge, a cement bag is the way forward.
I like that my brain went the total opposite way with this question, because you're asking like sort of how many suitcases, and I was like, is that to like put stuff that you've nicked in or something? Cause I was
Gotta have a spare.
Oh, yeah, I just assumed you sort of went with one outfit and loads of suitcases and just nicked everything.
In fact, in the stand-up challenge, when we return, that dress that I'm wearing is fabric that was nicked from the workroom and I sewed into a dress because I needed to prove that I could sew.
I mean, you immediately put the stolen items to good use, so...
I sort of walked in and the producers were like, I recognise this fabric.
I love that they're just like, hang on a minute.
That wall's a bit empty. What? There, Copper.
I do love the fact that all the queens who speak to you have some kind of memory of like, yeah, you know, we should regularly ask them what they nicked from Drag
I think
Race.
that might have to be like next year's drag con question is going around all the stores and be like, what's the best thing you nicked from the set?
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a lot of thievery going on there.
I think it, but right. So I love how this is written on the sheet as some bald hooker's brother. But my actual brother is a big fan of a UK Drag Race, especially of you, Copper. And he wanted to ask. He's given me a really elaborate question, so I'm going to paraphrase into something that even sounds remotely human. You know, he wanted to ask about your outfit that said ginger fag. Now, obviously, like, you know, it's a slur and it reminds us a lot of insults that, like, were hurled at us as we were growing up. And, you know, and obviously, like, that ties in with, you know, what a ginger has to go through because obviously, like, yeah, it's... but, like, do you think it was more for shock or was it, like, a statement?
A bit of both. I knew I was not going to walk down the runway looking fashion forward. I wanted to walk down the runway looking like a bit of a clown because, you know, you feel like a bit of a clown. That's you know, a lot of people say, I guess a lot of people who were bullied at school say they either felt like a bit of a clown or a bit of a weirdo. You were kind of the other thing. So I wanted to, like, walk down the runway looking like a big, giant orange clown. And, yeah, I kind of said to myself, certainly the word fag has not been so bold on the BBC before. So I'm going to make sure I do that. And, you know, they signed it off. So I was like, brilliant. This is going to be fab. And, yeah, you know, that was a slur that I heard all the time. And it actually really wasn't to kind of go, oh, gingers suffer too. Actually, that was just kind of what I got. And it really was more like, I guess it was kind of a bit of a platform for kind of all of the names that we get called as queer youth. And since then, and at DragCon as well, I've had so many people telling me kind of what they were called at school. And honestly, these kids are vicious, man. Honestly, some of these names, horrible. So yeah, it really was to just get people talking about bullying because it still goes on. And it really is just about you being slightly other. I'm glad I did what I did. You know, what you didn't see Rue say was Rue said this is very arresting. And Joanna Lumley was a very big fan because... she kind of got the statement and she got what it meant. But I knew it wasn't fashion forward. No way.
That's it. No, I loved it though, because obviously like you're saying, the message is that, like, you know, at school, especially because kids are so vicious, they will find something to bully you about, like, you know, and it's the idea of, obviously, if you start on the back foot by either being, like, you know, clearly gay, or if you are, like, you know, ginger or something like that. Like, my mum actually was saying today that she got bullied in school for having glasses, and it's just like going, you can't win. You genuinely can't, like, win in these situations. So I guess it's the idea of owning it and being proud of the thing that someone might mock you for, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the thing is like, I still hear it today, but it doesn't bother me as much because I'm like, tell me something I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, oh, really? I'm ginger. Oh, right. Finally, I know.
For me, it was always Glenda Bender was what I got called in school. And it's like,
I'm laughing at that. It's offensive, but I'm laughing at it because it's Glenda Bender. And you picked a different drag name, Glenn, and you didn't go with Glenda Bender.
No, but like at one point I did see it as Stu. I was like, I don't know whether to stick with SDI or whether to go to Glenda, the Glenda Bender, and then because like gender bender, and then you can do so much more with it. But like, you know, now even like within the within the IGR rugby clubs, like everyone just calls us Glenda, and it's just kind of like, meh, whatever. But like as a teenager, if everyone said Glenda, I'd like rip their throat out. But it just goes to show, like, even when you are picked on, you can kind of use it as body armor, and it does kind of become, You can make it part of your identity in a fun way.
And that's exactly what the ginger fag, outfit did. It was the idea of going, hey, these words that used to be offensive,
I'm making money on. Ha ha ha. But no, I'm also very jealous that you got to meet Joanna Lumley because, oh my god, I'd give a whole arm to meet her.
So listen, let me tell you, let me give you an exclusive, everybody. You saw some lovely things that Joanna Lumley said in the edit, so I'm very grateful that they kept some of that stuff in. But my goodness me, when Michelle said I was one note walking down the runway, Joanna Lumley was the one going, excuse me? That was acting. She literally was being Julie Walters in that sketch. That was acting. And when she said that, I was just like, I can die happy because I'm a massive fan of Joanna Lumley and she got it.
That's it. Having Joanna Lumley fight your corner is amazing.
Like, her character in Ab Fab, massive Ab Fab fan, but I didn't realise her character was meant to be based off as a trans person originally. And then afterwards, I'm like, it makes so much more sense now. I love it even more.
Yeah, she's literally the ally we all need.
She was like the ally, when Rue was in nappies.
So speaking of allies that we don't need, just May, off the back of that question, somehow managed to ask, if you could only pick one, would you prefer to be a ginger or a fag?
Of course, Just May said that. I mean, ginger for life, baby. But I'd really miss being a fag.
Sorry, it's one or the other. You've got to go onto the heterosexual side.
Oh yeah,
heterosexual ginger.
You can't sit with us, I'm afraid.
Oh, it'd be awful to be a straight ginger.
Is any ginger truly straight though? Not from my experience.
Well, I think I'll go with fag because I could never turn the D down.
Very
I could be a straight ginger who is DL, maybe,
or a straight ginger who's into pagan.
Prince William.
Right, now last question. It's definitely not Thotter Stu, but can you can promote any 3 drag acts that aren't on the telly? Who would you choose?
Brent Wood, who is a drag king in London, and honestly, quite simply, the most, and I hate using this word because it's a horrible word, but underrated in terms of, I think what's going on is Brent is not booked enough because people are threatened that Brent will outdo them. And let's be honest, Brent is a star. Brent should be on TV in a heartbeat. So Brent Wood, everybody, go follow Brent Wood, WOULDD, I believe, on the socials.
Double D.
We love a double D, baby. We love a double D. Oh, another 2. I am going to say Anti-Ginger in Manchester. Anti-Ginger is old school drag, and I love old school drag, and I want more old school drag on Drag Race, please. And 3rd, I'm going to say... Ooh, I'm going to say Nia Thorne. Naya. Nia Thorne. I really like her energy and her drive and her gumption. That's a word.
A good bit of gumption.
The goal and the gumption.
No, that's great. Those are some great people. What we'll do is we'll link them. We'll link their Instagrams in the description and whatnot, so people can go and find them as well.
There's many other people on that list that I would love to say, but 3's the magic number.
3 is the magic number.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Copper Topp. It's been absolutely wonderful speaking to you. Is there anything that you'd like to promote before we go?
Ooh, well, I have to absolutely 100% say, please come and join us on the official Drag Race UK Season 4 tour, starting on April the 12th and finishing on May the 8th. Please head to vossevents.com to get your tickets. We are literally all over the UK, but you have to come and see that. There are still a few tickets left, but when I say there's a few tickets left, I mean it. There's not many left, people. So make sure you come and join us on that. And look out on my socials for a very exciting gig that is going to be released to the public on the 1st of July, everybody. It's going to be a major, major, major something, and I hope everybody can make it to London on the 1st of July.
Oh, it sounds amazing. No, thank you so much for being on the show, Copper. Now, is there anything that you, Rowdy Bunch, would like to promote?
We are going to Totally Drag at Alton Towers. We will be promoting that, and that is on the 6th of May. And anything that ever happens at Bobby's in Newcastle, go to it. It is a fabulous bar. We may or may not have a slight bias towards them. And I'm going to bring back Be Gay, Do Crime. I think it's time.
Oh, actually, speaking of Bobby's Bar, they are actually going to be one of the bars hosting the UK Drag Idol competition. That's going to be from the 16th of April each week for the heats. So comment, which drag queens would you like to see there? Go.
Ah, that's a good one. Like, what Northeast queens you want to see in there?
Gladys Stuffy, Gloria Love.
Yeah. That's it. And also, this is retroactive, but basically it will have finished by the time this episode goes out. But you can watch my series Snatch Talk up on YouTube, which covers Newcastle Drag Idol, which will have finished in time for UK Drag Idol. Very confusing. They're both called the same thing. And you can basically follow the whole 6-week competition there. So someone will have won by the time you're hearing this, which is quite exciting. But you can always watch. You can always go back, relive the nostalgia of the moment. But yes, and also you can follow me on Instagram at The Velvet Snatch and thevelvetsnatch.com for when the stars align and I update my gig listings rather than just doing them.
So, speaking of drag competitions as well, you can catch the Gold Rush on YouTube, which is an online series led by the fabulous Taylor Trash and Creola. And speaking of Brentwood, one of the contestants. So Series 3, by the time this goes out, will be streaming on YouTube. There's also a little article on our website if you want to read it.
Amazing. No, thank you so much for being on the podcast, Copper Topp. It has been so funny speaking to you. I've absolutely adored this. No, I hope you have a wonderful time.
Bloody lovely to see you all again.
You too. Is now the time that we try and do a sign-off? Because this always...
It is, but I'm handing this over to you, Stu. Every time I do it, it fails. So it's up to you to get the sign-off working.
Yeah, sweet lord. Copper Topp, if you had one way of signing off this podcast, what do you want us to all scream? In unison, if we can.
I would get you to scream ging 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 ginga.
It's hard
Right.
to to scream
Right.
goodbye. But
Okay, we can't even say bye at the same time. Okay, okay, that
How about
that
then
will...
I do the ging 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 ging, and then you all just go ginga.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Okay.
All right, everybody, here we go.
when you're ready.
Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed. Tune in next time for more GURL.
Ging 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 ging.
Ginga!